From WREL News and the Capital Broadcasting Podcast Network, this is your Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief for Tuesday, May 19th, 2020. I'm Cliff Baumgartner. Here's the latest from WREL.com. Wake County school leaders met this afternoon to discuss the budget and schedule for the 2020 through 2021 school year. The current plan is for a traditional year, August 17th through June 11. Leaders have not yet indicated what the non-traditional school year could look like, though, but they say will be determined by the state health guidance and legislative requirements. Remote learning, however, is not off the table. According to Wake County Schools, nearly 14,000 people responded to a survey sent out about online schooling. The deadline to complete the survey is this Wednesday. Funding is yet another topic being discussed. Yesterday, Wake County Manager David Ellis released his proposed budget for the school district at $515.96 million, which is the same historic amount received last year. Meanwhile, Superintendent Kathy Moore asked the county for a $545 million contribution. Performing arts venues in North Carolina are joining forces to plan for the return of concerts, comedy, and other touring shows. The NC Live Coalition will provide guidance and best practices to ensure safe reopening of these facilities. The coalition comprises performance venues across the state, including Raleigh's Duke Energy Center for the Performing Arts, Cary's Kokobuth Amphitheater, the Durham Performing Arts Center, Blumenthal Performing Arts Center in Charlotte, and others. The group will consider how to implement modifications, such as cashless transactions, venue disinfection, staggered fan arrivals, and temperature checks, and will offer the best practices to all facilities. Currently, performing arts venues aren't set to open until the final step of Governor Roy Cooper's three-phase reopening plan, which could take effect in a few months if current health trends continue. The Count on Me NC initiative will help people identify restaurants, hotels, and attractions committed to best safety practices as North Carolina businesses reopen during the pandemic. The effort is led by the North Carolina Restaurant and Lodging Association in partnership with Visit North Carolina, the State Department of Health and Human Services, and North Carolina State Extension, and it centers on an evidence-based training program with specific guidance for sanitation and service. Upon completing the voluntary training, businesses will receive a certification for display, plus access to logos to use for signage, name badges, and tabletop items. Count on Me NC also includes a consumer pledge to use best practices for protecting the health of companions, fellow customers, and hospitality workers. The pledge includes wearing a face covering, waiting at a distance of 6 feet from others, and washing your hands frequently. You can find more details on the NC Restaurant and Lodging Association website, ncrla.org. In order for high school sports to resume amid the coronavirus pandemic, schools need to take restrictive measures to keep everyone safe. That's according to the National Federation of State High School Associations. The NFHS is the national governing body of high school sports, of which the North Carolina High School Athletic Association is a member. And today, they released a set of guidelines aimed to allow for a safe return to play for high school athletics. The NFHS said the guidance was developed to give state associations a starting point when they consider their own plans to return to play based on state and local restrictions. The NFHS has identified sports that are lower risk for spreading COVID-19, such as running, individual swimming, golf, and weightlifting, others that are moderate risk, such as basketball, baseball, and soccer, and finally higher risk, like wrestling and dance competitions. Based on this scale, sports would return in phases, starting with the low-risk tier. The phases also include safety measures and procedures, such as pre-workout health screenings, equipment cleaning schedules, and limits on gathering sizes. According to the NFHS, the guidance was created by its Sports Medicine Advisory Committee, which is made up of doctors, athletic trainers, coaches, officials, researchers, and state association executives. And lastly, almost 1 million North Carolinians have filed unemployment claims since March 15th. From March 15th through May 18th, 907,257 people have filed claims, and 549,445 of those claims have been paid, at a total topping $2.2 billion. Layoffs, furloughs, and cutbacks due to the pandemic have impacted thousands of businesses and employees since the crisis began, but there is a ray of light for those with technical skills. The North Carolina Technology Association found 23,000 open positions across the state in May. That's a drop from the 30,000 high-tech jobs available in March, but demand remains strong. According to a survey of North Carolina tech executives, more than 40% of companies continue to hire. Applicants can find open positions on sites like Indeed and Glassdoor. This has been your Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief for Tuesday, May 19th, 2020. As always, if you like the information and resources you get from this show, let us know by leaving a rating and review on whatever podcast app you use. Plus, while you're there, subscribe to the show so you don't miss our daily updates. Thanks for listening.